Hello and welcome to Tutorials Demonstrated Awfully. I am ManicX and this is the first video in this series for Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. And in this first episode we'll just be looking at the tricks that you can use in Spyro to help you finish what will eventually be a series for the 40 Orb Challenge. 40 Orb Challenge, pretty self-explanatory. You need 40 orbs to beat Ripto and that's when your time would normally end. So on this first one, as I said, I'm just going to quickly show you some of the tricks. So first of all, one of the easiest tricks to get is when you see NPCs, unless you absolutely have to talk to them, you want to try and skip them. So if I talk to this guy, you know, it stops and now I've got to listen to him. If I quickly turn the sound off so that it doesn't get in the way. There we go. Okay, so now that the sound's off I can talk properly. I'll save state it here. Brilliant. So some of the easy tricks that you can do to avoid speaking to this NPC is to, one, you can simply jump around them. If you accidentally get speaking to an NPC or you have to talk to one for a mission, you can just spam A and start, and spamming A and start is much quicker than just spamming one or the other. It seems to be a lot quicker. Okay, next trick is probably the one that will be utilised the most through this. So in Spyro 1 and 3 you have the spin tail jump, as you saw me nearly connected there, which can help you get a bit of extra height, and it still does in this game, but there's an even better one called the double jump, which I'll demonstrate. So you've got Spyro's normal jump. As you can see, he can't get up there no matter what I try, and then you've got Spyro's double jump, like so, and now I've reached it. Now the way that this works is you have to press Spyro's jump button and then charge very quickly after each other, like so. Now this can be done wrong, and if you are moving and do it, you'll see Spyro will jump down as opposed to up, like so. And there are three variations of this. You've got the standing double jump, which is this. You've got the walking double jump, and finally you've got the charge double jump, and with each one you get a bit more height, with the charge one being the most difficult to do because you've got to chain together so quickly. Now I find that the best place to practice the double jump, there are two places to just practice doing the motion. I would recommend being on here and trying to get onto this barrier. So ordinarily nothing you do will allow you to get on the barrier, plus there's a tiny bit of invisible wall there, but to get up there you can do the double jump to get onto the wall, like so. Which brings me to the next trick you can do, but I'll quickly show you where else you can practice this, is clipping. You can practice the double jump down there as well on top of that emerald. Usually you need to climb from world 2 to reach there, but you can also climb on that emerald and do a double jump off there onto there, like so. But another method is clipping. Once you're on barriers you can see holes in the walls and you can easily fly through, like so. But to get up here through another method, and I'd highly recommend you actually practicing the double jump like this, because it allows you to get better control of it. So I messed up the hover there, but no biggie, and there we go. Okay, so that's the double jump, and I've shown you clipping, and I've shown you skipping conversations. So also the double jump can be used to skip money bags in a lot of occasions, like so. So you can do it by crossing there, or you can equally use it to get up here. Now the key thing to note with the double jump before I go into the next trick is that even though it's great in height for normal, it's almost impossible to get up. I achieved it there, but it's almost impossible to get up certain ledges head on. I mean, I'm being quite lucky there. So usually the best thing to do is get kind of adjacent to the wall and go up it like this. Now to achieve it like in that method shown, you need to utilise what's called the flop. So halfway through the double jump you do this and you just see Spyro flop down, and that actually gives him a bit of clipping on the edge of things to give him a bit of extra height. So it's hardly visible because I'm doing it so quickly, but I'm actually flopping onto that rather than just doing a sole double jump, and that's what's giving me the extra height. Next up we have a thing called flame charging. Now this is actually very handy at times, so if I hold down charge, I can't flame at the same time, I'd have to stop to flame. But I'll show you an example now of flame charging. So I can't reach that barrel. Now if I do this, as you can see, the flame followed me, and it follows Spyro, so it makes it easier to get things that are further away, and it's particularly useful. It's less useful in this game as it was in other ones, but where there are thieves, so say he was a thief, I know he's a lot slower, I could do this, I could go and charge into him, which would make getting the thieves a lot easier. There's a couple of thieves in this game that it's useful for. The last trick I'm going to show you out of the ones that Spyro has to offer is one called the flame jump. So I don't mean like this. This is probably the most difficult move I'm going to show you, and it involves a quick succession of 3 buttons, flame and then the double jump. So it's circle, X and square. Oh, I messed it up there, let's try that again. And this can be used to do things like getting the lamps earlier. It can also be quite useful for there we go. It also can be quite useful oh crap, for getting things that are on a ledge that's a bit too high. This, like, that are specifically for things like the lizards and that. If you decide to do the lizard orb challenges, it can be used to get up to their height without having to use the rocks. Although the double jump, it works just as well. And if anything, it's a bit more consistent. As you can see, this is actually one of the more difficult lamps, and this one's brilliant. You can just stand on the ledge and flame it like that. So there is one actual other trick to Spyro which I'm not going to do in this because it's very difficult and even I struggle to get it, but it's called a proxy jump. Now I don't know if you can see this, but when I'm charging, if I jump and then press jump again, you see Spyro's head do a little jerk. So here's me just jumping, and here's me doing the little jerk. So the idea is to get a proxy off a dead corpse and it will launch you into the air. So I'll try it once or twice, but even I struggle to get them consistently. And this utilises the flame running jump. Ladybirds aren't really the easiest to do it with, to be honest, because they fly all over the place. It's often used on frogs, to be honest. But anyway, the idea is to flame a ladybird and then jump off it, and I'm not sure if it works off things like NPCs, which it doesn't there. But it works off the corpses generally. So the idea would be then to jump off it. But anyway, those are the tricks that I've shown you, and you'll need to learn them for the future tutorials, with the first one of course being Glimmer, and we'll look at how to do Glimmer as fast as possible for the 40 orb challenge. So thank you very much for watching this first episode of Tutorials Demonstrated Awfully. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode.